Hi everyone. Sorry there was no update last week. I was literally dying of a cold which just came in and sniped me like a bitch. So I wasn't able to do anything. But all better now, so let's see what we're reviewing this time, eh? What? What? No! Right, so Eternal Sonata. This game is... This game! Right, so this game. If you're desperate to play a game which is very pink, very girly, and very cutesy, colourful, this is a game for you. Okay, so the game starts off like this. The main character stood on the edge of a cliff, ready to throw herself off. Now one of my friends said something about this which made me laugh. She says the line, "Her life means nothing compared to his." Is this the 1920s? I'm sorry, what? But you know what, girl? Just do it. Throw yourself off. You look annoying. Yay! She did! Why is she still talking? The opening goes on like this for quite a while. Her talking about how her life isn't worth anything compared to his, how this is easy if she's doing it for him, how she's sorry. Shut up! God! I'm not too sure, but I think, if I remember correctly, this girl's only, what, 13? What? Why is a 13-year-old throwing herself off a cliff for some man? That's wrong. That's all sorts of paedophilia wrong. And then we have this little gem. Now, this is confusing for me. It's about 10 minutes of epic voiceover guy just telling you how pretty this place is.
Causes a rustling amidst the leaves of the trees, disrupting the concert.
If it was that nice around here, surely there'd be other people.
It is a familiar scene, one that has unfolded every morning since the beginning of time. And even now, the daily overture continues.
So after that mindfuck, you go on to meet that character you just saw throw herself off a cliff, except when she was 5 years old. Right, okay. Also, her and her mum seem to be the only two people in the area.
Why are there waves in the sea?
Creepy.
Well, darling.
Also, you get to finally meet the person that this game is fucking about. Of course though, Chopin is lying on his deathbed in the real life. And then, the title sequence. Chapter 1, Raindrops. So after some more panning shots of how pretty the place is, you finally get to fight. As Polka, of course. Why not? It means you fight with a brolly. Individual. Now the fighting, I do actually kind of enjoy. It's slightly different to how you usually battle in JRPGs, as your attacks change whether you're in the light and dark, and the monsters change if they're in the shadows or not. So that was quite interesting. Also, the more hits that you manage to land run up a total score on the side, which when you get to the number 35 you get to unleash hell upon whatever you're fighting. So that's quite fun. A good fighting system isn't going to make me a fan though. The game itself is quite standard.
Because I've never heard of a good
The storyline is one that's been done before really, with the whole there's a bad guy, there's a small opposition group somehow managed to overthrow big giant leader who has a big hat in this one. So it's all very bog standard. So for a game that is supposed to be based around Chopin, there's not much of Chopin in it really. When he comes into the game, he is only really a side character. So to be a side character in your own escapism imaginary world, it's pretty bad. There are these sections though which break gameplay in a horrible, horrible way. They do give me what I want, there is more Chopin in them, but they're just pieces of his music placed to slideshows of the places he grew up and such, with his history just printed on the screen. Right, I would have thought if you wanted to choose a famous musician to do a game about, you would actually do it more about the composer himself, rather than this imaginary world where he's not even the main character. But these sections, oh my lord. I went to make a cup of tea once and I came back and it was still playing. And the worst part is, you can't skip them. They just play and make you watch them. It's horrendous. I wouldn't mind if they were optional in like the menu. If you want to learn more about Chopin, click here. But no. No choice. Ugh. Even though this game is a lot girlier than what I'd usually go for, I enjoy the character designs probably more than I should. They're detailed, they're unique, they're really, really well thought out. And I also enjoy the fact that every place name and every person's name is related back to a genre of music. For examples, beat, allegretto, polka, jazz, castle-forte, a go-go forest, tenuto. They're all something related to music. And I just thought that was really quite a clever thing to put in a world imagined by Chopin. The ending of this game is possibly the greatest thing I've ever seen in any game. When you defeat, you know, what you thought would probably be the final boss, and then the game continues on, you're a bit what the fuck? And then for the final boss to actually be Chopin himself, that was pretty ingenious, I thought. It's something I've not really seen in a game before. And for Chopin to turn around and attack his own imagination in a way was something I really did like. Of course I was sad though. I liked the character of Chopin, even if they bishified him into this perfect character. And I was sad when he died.
I was not able to defeat
you know it was inevitable, but it still was hard not to get attached to him. Overall, this game has good twists, a good battle system, and amazing character designs. The world itself is aesthetically pleasing to look at, if a little overdone at times, thank you Epic Voice Man. It's not a game that I would go for if you're more into your hardcore type games, only if you're really sort of a casual gamer or an RPG fan of epic proportions. Personally, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I would like to have seen more about the character Chopin and less about Polka. I mean, that game would have been 100 times better if she wasn't in it. Shame.
The amount of water is the most important part of creating waves. That can be said about people as well. There are many things in this world that can charm people's hearts, just like the moon charms the sea.
I'm out, screw this game.